Board to order. I'll call the meeting of the Carroll County School Board to order. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Burnett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you know, last Saturday, Governor Youngkin released an executive order requiring that the mask mandate for all students be lifted, and that would be a parental decision between both the parent and the student. There are lots of concerns with that, especially right in the middle of a elevated transmission rate. There are some, we will continue with some of our other mitigation strategies. We've tried to wait for guidance from the Virginia Department of Education, and we've not received that yet. We do have some guidance from the Virginia Department of Health. I do have a document that I would like to share with you guys on screen for you to look at and read through, and then I would request that you vote and make a decision as to whether to follow EO number 2 or take an alternative route. So I'm going to share this with you guys if I can.
I don't have visual.
Okay, I'm working on that right now.
And
I
I'm
think
so
they're
sorry.
on the phone. He and Phil
I'm
are
on my
the phone.
Okay, well, do you want me to read the?
Yeah, just read through it.
Okay. And please bear with me. I may have to stop and take a drink in the middle of it.
Is it what you sent earlier?
It is.
Okay.
It reads as follows. On January 15th, 2022, Governor Glenn Youngkin enacted Executive Order 2 that rescinded the K-12 masking mandate, now giving parents a choice of whether or not their child wear a mask in school. The executive order goes into effect on Monday, January 24, 2022. Listed below are additional details, and they're in bulleted form. Executive Order 2 does not apply to students on school buses. The CDC requirement to wear a mask on school buses is a federal regulation. Mask wearing will continue to be required of students and drivers on buses. Bullet number 2, Executive Order 2 applies only to students at this time. All staff will still be required to wear a mask under the current OSHA and Virginia Department of Labor and Industry requirements. Bullet number 3, the decision on whether or not to wear a mask is now between the parent and the child. Teachers, administrators, and other staff will not be expected to monitor nor enforce the masking issue. Bullet number 4, as a school system, we will strongly recommend that everyone wears a mask at least until the Omicron surge ends. The Omicron variant has proven to be more transmissible than previous variants, but also seems to come with less severe symptoms, especially for those who are fully vaccinated. Vaccinations have been proven effective and will still be encouraged. A mobile clinic has been requested and will be provided for students and staff who want to be vaccinated. Regardless of the debate on whether masks prevent transmission, current Virginia Department of Health isolation quarantine guidance does exempt students and staff from quarantine if they correctly wear a mask. There will be occasions when students may be asked to mask due to close exposure to students or staff that are legitimately immune compromised. All other mitigation strategies, including social distancing when possible, hand washing, extensive cleaning, and upgrades to ventilation systems are still in effect. Last bullet, any student returning to school early from quarantine or isolation will be required to fully mask. Carroll County Public Schools has been consistent in following the prevailing guidance regarding in-person instruction since the beginning of the pandemic in the spring of 2020. Although Governor Youngkin's EO2 is in contrast to previous guidance and CDC recommendations, the Virginia Department of Health and the Virginia Department of Education serve under the direction of the governor's office and requires public schools to follow these directives. As a result of the current status of COVID-19 in our region, Virginia Department of Health quarantine protocols we are currently required to follow, and our combined dedication to offering in-person learning, we respectfully encourage parents to consider postponing their decision to allow their child to unmask until the Omicron surge declines. Most experts expect this to occur in the very near future. However, the Carroll County School Board respects the rights of parents to make decisions regarding their children and will implement the Governor's Executive Order 2 beginning Monday, January 24, 2022. That's the end of the release.
Thank you, Dr. Burnett, for reading that. Okay, do y'all have discussions?
These masks, the simple little paper one, cloth ones that you get, was described to me as wearing a chain link fence around your face, that this virus is so small, it just goes right through that mask. And
Yeah, the N95 masks are the ones that are recommended to wear right now at this time. That's probably what we will require people that are coming back from quarantine to wear. The teachers, I'm sure, will probably want to wear N95s as well. And Tammy, that'll probably require us to order some more.
I reached out this morning to the health department and to emergency management services to ask about the ones that the government says they will be distributing and ask that we be put on that list.
Okay.
Good.
And I've asked for 600.
Yeah.
Very good.
What are the other counties doing around us? Have you talked to?
Yes, I have. I just got off a Region 7 superintendent's meeting about 15 minutes ago. The consensus of our area is to adopt EO2 with that same statement. I did pull that statement from a release from Ballad Health that, the Omicron is very prevalent in this area, and it's still spiking. I think in a lot of places across Virginia that it's on the downturn. We may not be in that area though, but we do expect it to spike and start declining within the next week or two. And that's kind of when we had the statement about requesting that parents wait until the Omicron starts declining.
Yeah.
I know I talked to Meredith last night, and their school board met last night, and they didn't adopt that. I mean, they're going still mask mandate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
No, my question would be, what are you going to do with the students, that show up Monday? If we said we're going to not adopt it, or we're going to actually vote to not adopt it and stick to a mask policy, what will we do with the kids that come in not wearing masks?
Exactly.
I just think it's going to be a circus for those divisions.
I mean, because the governor said it to everybody, so they're all expecting it.
Yeah. And there's, of course, Mark, I think you saw that on that little email with Kelly and Susan and yourself that there's already a petition out in Virginia for parents, so parents, those school divisions that require the mask to still be in place, they're going to have a real issue Monday with the kids that choose not to wear it.
And those are your larger school divisions, your Fairfax counties and your schools more towards the east.
I guess I just feel like we followed all the other governor, mandates and emergency orders. And so it's hard not to follow it. It really is.
Philip, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have an opinion. I support the governor's executive order, and I believe it should be a parental decision. So,
yeah.
Okay, Jennifer?
Well, I think we have to follow the governor's order. That doesn't mean I support his order, but that's not here and now what I feel about it. It's what we have to do. I think I don't necessarily think it's the right thing to do, but I don't think we have a choice.
Right. Mark, I think we go ahead, Brian.
I think it's like a month earlier than I wish we could do it.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping our kids' common sense will prevail, because honestly, I asked my daughter last night. She's in 10th grade. And she said, well, I plan to wear my mask.
Yeah.
And
My daughter said the same thing, Brian.
Yeah.
I think you'll find the ones that get vaccinated will wear a mask still. I mean, I just think there's a big divide.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think that most people have heard the governor's edict or order, and I think they're going to come into school without a mask.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do too. And Mark, I know you're going to meet with principals and stuff, and just talking. I know we'll have some teachers that are not going to want to. They're going to have a problem with kids unmasking their rooms, and I know you guys will have to ponder how you address that, and the mitigation attempts or what we try to do to help those teachers.
And I did put that statement in there that there's going to be instances when we're going to require masks in a room. If I've got a immunocompromised teacher or a student in that room, I'm more worried about their health, their individual health.
Yeah.
So, there may be occasions where we do require masks.
Right.
Now, the teachers I've talked to, not recently, but before, they do get tired of policing the mask. Pull the mask up,
Yeah.
wear it correctly. They get tired of that too.
Yeah, and that's gone now, right?
Yeah.
That's completely gone.
Make sure that our administrators and our teachers know that they're not responsible for policing masks. That's not their job.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Tammy had a comment from a parent that
They have not sent it in. They indicated they were. Let me double check again. And they have not sent that.
Okay.
Well, do you know what their position was, Tammy, or what they were thinking, or?
I don't. They had just called in, wanted to know how to comment, and gave them my email as we always do, and they have not. And I told them it needed to be here prior to 11:30, and I don't have anything.
Mark, if we could, maybe next week, just get a sense Monday and Tuesday, like from your principals, what kind of, estimated percentages that we're looking at in terms of not wearing and that kind of stuff. So we will kind of have a sense.
My plans to meet with the principals at 1:00 today, to release this to the press shortly thereafter, to release it to our staff before I release it to anyone else. And we'll go from there.
Okay.
all right. Well, board, do I have a motion to approve the recommendation from our superintendent?
Which is to follow the governor's plan, correct?
Just as he stated it.
Yeah. I'll make that motion, Brian, that we follow the governor's executive order and, abide by the direction that Dr. Burnett gave us.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Do I have a second?
I second it.
All right. Thank you, Bob. If we could do a roll call vote, Jennifer,
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
and Bill.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Dr. Burnett. I appreciate all the work, everything that you've done with all this,
And I appreciate you guys' willingness to meet on such short notice. And, if we do get any more direction from either the Department of Health or the State Department of Education, I'll share that with you. I do know that the Department of Health has a meeting this afternoon. But again, we've not heard anything from our newly appointed state superintendent or any of their representatives. So,
All right.
Okay,
Thanks,
do I
Doc.
have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Thank you,
I'll
Jennifer.
second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
well, thank you guys.
And Mark, just keep us posted on this weekend. So.
I'm sure we